saffron, because it is so incredibly expensive, it's counterfeited. They use just plain saffron spice. You can't, as expensive as plain saffron spice is, you can't use saffron spice for this purpose. What we do is we start with saffron spice, but then we need to isolate it and standardize it for, I think we standardized it for safranal and crocin. There's other molecules, but I believe it's safranal and crocin. And what we had to do, we would have introduced saffron years ago. This is a brand new product for us. We would have introduced it years ago, except that we didn't have the laboratory chemistry in-house to validate that standardization. And everything we buy, we validate. And we like to, as I say, we trust anyone from whom we get a raw material, but we validate also. And so we had to wait until we had the science in-house to test the saffron to make sure it contains the exact levels of the exact ingredients you want to deliver its benefits. And what are its benefits? Its benefits are something that, again, really important nowadays, just emotional balance, relaxation, improved quality of sleep, a calming effect. I mean, so it really is a product that's perfect for what ails us in our society today. And Daniel Lehman, I just was exchanging a text message with Daniel, and Daniel Lehman, who's the doctor who specializes, he's every American's sort of caretaker of their brain, and Daniel Lehman loves saffron, and for good reason. And he emphasizes, as I do, that saffron is an ingredient that has serious scientific support. And if it didn't, Dr. Daniel Lehman would never, ever recommend it.
And it wouldn't be in your line, quite frankly. So knowing that it's one of the latest offerings from Andrew's line here at HSN, and then to be able to do this at a March special price. Again, this will go away in about a week. You're getting the 240 cap count. I mean, essentially, gosh, $25 off. Really some nice savings on some of the most important supplements for your body, for your overall health. And I love that we're spending a lot of time today talking about mood and, focus and stress that really kind of comes in and wreaks havoc on all of that. So I love all of the products that we've had in this assortment. And we've got a few more things to share with you before this 1 hour. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us for this 1 hour, the final hour of the month, to talk about some of your monthly specials. Saffron is just a fascinating thing. I've never quite understood why it was so expensive. And using it in food, it just seems like, really, do you really get the benefits? No.
No, when you're using it in food, that's not going to be delivering its benefits. And the reason why it's so expensive is, if you think about a flower, inside a flower, that's the plant's reproductive organs. And there's pistil, stamen, anther, all these little organs, tiny little organs. Those little feathery things, those are the stigmas. In order to make saffron, someone has to remove those stigmas. I think the number is a pound of saffron requires that someone by hand has to remove, I think it's 250,000 stigmas, 250,000 stigmas. So that's why saffron spice is insanely expensive. That's why saffron standardized extract, insanely expensive. But if you look at ours, our pricing is incredibly, incredibly affordable. You're looking at, in the large size, it's basically just a little bit more than a dime a capsule. And even in the smaller size, it's only about 20 cents a capsule. Yeah, absolutely. Good point. By breaking it down that way, you're right. I like that way. Pennies per capsule to help your body in so many ways, saffron being one of them. So if you're just tuning in, we can hopefully ask you to take a look at the hour in review, because I know our time is drawing near. But we've got the saffron. We're gonna move into ginkgo next, because as we get older and stress, bombards us, sometimes just thinking clearly and then having retention is a challenge. So we're moving on from saffron. And again, this extract is potent. We haven't shown yet the facilities in Henderson, Nevada. Guys, if you have it in the control room, I'd love to show. I'm so proud of this for you, Andrew. I've driven by and around this facility. It just is massive and is fully solar powered. Well, we have always, for the last 25 years, we've had absolutely no carbon footprint, and it's something that even beyond the fact that when we talk about carbon footprint or climate change, but just the fact that to make our energy, you don't have to burn any fossil fuels, which just generates pollution. So we all forget about pollution because we think about carbon footprint. So again, what I prefer, as long as I'm making products that are 100% pure and additive-free, I would like our entire process of manufacturing to be as clean and as responsible as possible. So when you get products from us, you know how responsible we are from start to finish. The product just isn't the best it could be. It was made in a fashion unlike any other vitamin or probably any other product of its kind that's made anywhere in the world.
Very impressive, honestly, and that's another just a feel-good moment on top of an already feel-good moment, and just fascinating information. If you couldn't remember